Alright, what's up guys, this is Jake, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can simplify and improve your shipping and fulfillment process using an app called Sendcloud here for your Shopify online store. So this is going to apply to you if you are using a warehouse, a fulfillment center, or even shipping out of your house, but anything where you are going to be printing your own labels. Sendcloud's going to go ahead and help to improve this entire process. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can improve your overall shipping experience in this video using the Sendcloud app. So one thing to note before we go ahead and get into it is that currently Sendcloud is only available in Europe. However, they are looking to release in the US here soon. So depending on when you were watching this video, they may already be available in the US. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So this is the app right here. So to get started, you just need to go ahead and actually install the app to your store. And if you install Sendcloud by using the first link in the description down below, you'll get a 14-day free trial as well as £50 or euros worth of free shipping credits towards your account. And if you happen to not be on Shopify, or if you actually are selling on multiple platforms like say Shopify and Amazon, Sendcloud does integrate with a lot of large platforms besides Shopify, such as Amazon, BigCommerce, eBay, Etsy, Magento, and all of these that you see right here. So no matter what platform you're using, you'll be able to use Sendcloud with that particular platform. And once you go ahead and install the app, you're going to be brought to this page right in here inside of Sendcloud. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just walk you through the entire app and showcase the different features and showcase how the app can help you out. So the first thing you want to go ahead and do here is go to settings, and then what we want to go ahead and do is come down here to shipping and click on addresses, and we want to go ahead and add in a shipping address. So I already went ahead and added in a sender address, but if you just installed the app, you're going to have to go ahead and add this in. So you can go ahead and click on create new right here, and you can go ahead and add in a address. And this is going to be the address that your packages are shipped from. And if you have like multiple warehouses, you can add in multiple addresses right here as well. And next, we just want to set up our return address right here. So this is going to be where you want packages to be returned to. So in this particular case, I'm going to just make it the same as the sender address. So after we go ahead and add our sender and return address, the next thing we're going to take a look at here is actually setting up our carriers right here. So if we go to shipping and then go down here to carriers, we can see that by default, this is going to go ahead and show all of the different carriers that we can go ahead and use through Sendcloud. So we can see that we would choose the country that we are using. So in this case, we're going to be using UK. And we can see here that Sendcloud actually has specific contracts negotiated with a lot of these carriers to go ahead and get you discounted prices and discounted rates. So you can go ahead and use some of them right here. We can see by default like UPS and DPD UK are automatically enabled. We can go ahead and enable different ones right here, and then we can see with certain services such as like FedEx or DHL, we can choose to enable our own contract with them as well. So you can kind of pick and choose which carriers you want to go ahead and use. This is going to be up to personal preference. You can provide just one or two carriers, or you can provide a bunch, and depending on which ones you enable, this is going to go ahead and show up in the customer checkout screen. When they are checking out, they'll be able to choose from a bunch of different options from a bunch of different carriers. So this is where you can go ahead and enable that. And you can see here, you can take a look at your contracts here if you wanted to add in your own contract that you had with a particular carrier. So after this, we have most of the basic setup going, so we can actually use the app at a base level now. It would be ready to go. There is going to be some other stuff I'm going to show you how to use, but those are the first two things that we're going to do. And what I'm going to do now is come back over here to the home screen just to show you what it actually looks like when you start getting orders in. So we can see here I have a demo order right here, and we can see it's going to show up here under incoming orders. So we can see that this is ready to process. So what this is going to go ahead and do is this is going to go ahead and take all of the orders from our Shopify store and show them right in here, so we can see that we're filtering from the last 7 days, or we can change the date range if we want. And then we can see all of the order info right here by going ahead and opening it up. You can see the shipping method and everything. So what we can go ahead and do is, if we are ready to go ahead and fulfill this order, you can go ahead and click on the order and then click on create label right here. And then this is where we could go ahead and print out this particular label for this product and ship it out. And let's say we had 10, 15, or 20 orders in here. We could go ahead and click this select all button, and we can go ahead and create like all 20 labels for each of these products at the exact same time. And then once you've actually created labels, you'll see that they'll show up right in this section right here. And then once you actually ship out products, that's going to show up under this tab right here. And then any canceled shipments are going to show up right in here. All right, so the next thing we're going to take a look at now is we're going to come back here to settings. We're going to come down here under shipping to shipping rules, and this is where you can go ahead and create custom rules that are going to apply to your shipping. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example here. So if I were to click on create a new shipping rule here, we can see that we can create certain conditions. So if an order meets a certain condition, then we will ship it based on that condition. So let's say, for example, if an order is, just to keep it simple, item quantity is less than 1, then we will ship this order with, say, DPD Classic. And you can create a bunch of different rules like this. So we could change this condition here. So we could change it based on where somebody is. So if they're in a certain country, so if you're shipping to a specific country, then we will ship using a specific carrier. We can alter it based on specific items. We can do it based on order weight. We can do it based on checkout delivery method. There's a lot of different options here within conditions that we can go ahead and choose to make these custom shipping rules. So this is definitely a neat feature that you can go ahead and use if you really want to customize and automate your shipping. So if you're shipping to a bunch of different countries and you want to go ahead and have all of the hassle kind of automated for you, then you can go ahead and just set up, say, for example, if we are shipping to a specific country and this country is just, say, Australia, then like I said, we could ship, for example, with any of these right here. So let's say UPS Express. So there's a bunch of different conditions you can set up, and depending on your store, what you're selling, and where you're shipping to, this is going to determine which rules you want to go ahead and set up. And we can go ahead and just name this like test right here. Click save, and we can see that we can create as many of these rules as we want. So that's definitely a pretty helpful feature. The next thing we're going to take a look at here is the price calculator under shipping. So we can see here that this is a neat tool that we can go ahead and do just to go ahead and estimate our specific shipping options and cost. So let's say we are shipping from the UK and we are going to ship to Australia, and the weight of the shipment is 10 kilograms here, and then we can go ahead and add in the size. So we'll just keep it easy and keep it 15 by 15 by 15 and show our shipping options right here. And we can see that we can go ahead and see that these are going to be our estimated shipping prices right here through UPS in this particular case. And you can go ahead and change a bunch of this different stuff. So let's say we wanted to ship to Bulgaria instead. We could show our different options. We can see now we have 5 different options here. We have 4 UPS options and DPD Classic as well. So you can use this tool to go ahead and try and estimate a lot of the shipping costs to determine whether it's going to be profitable or not to ship to specific countries depending on what you're selling and things like that. So this is a very helpful tool to go ahead and use. So the next thing I want to go ahead and show you is how to actually set up your brand within Sendcloud. So if we go under general and we go to brands right here, we can see that we can go ahead and create a new brand. So we can see here that we can use our brand in other sections such as tracking messages, and to go ahead and display them on like the labels that we print out. So it's going to be very helpful to go ahead and create brands. So we're going to go ahead and create a new brand right here. I'll just name it our brand, and then we can go ahead and put in our specific URL right here. Then we can add in our shipping portal URL right here. And we can go ahead and add in things such as our logo. So I could add in a logo right here. So we go ahead and upload this example logo right here. We can go ahead and change our primary color here, so we can choose a color to match our specific branding. So what you would go ahead and do is just take the hex code from your brand, from your logo, and go ahead and put it here. In this particular case, for the sake of time, I'm not going to actually grab the exact hex code, so I'm just going to eyeball it right here. And then we can go ahead and change a bunch of different things here. We can go ahead and set up our header, so we can provide our link to our home page, which would be right here. Have a link to the shop, link to our FAQ page, and a link to our contact page, which in this case I'm not going to grab for the sake of the tutorial going too long. But you would put those in right here, and then you'd go ahead and put in your address and everything right here, and then your different social media profiles right here as well. And you can put in another logo right here. So we can see that these two different logos are pretty much going to be the same thing, but this one is going to be used on screen, so for tracking emails and the return portal. And this one is going to actually be the one that's printed out. So this is going to be the logo that shows up on labels and such. So if you want to use a different logo for each one, you can go ahead and upload them separately here. So once you're done, you can click save, and then you can see that we have our brand created right here. So this is pretty cool. And once you set up your brand once, you don't have to set it up again, and it pretty much applies to everything else within the Sendcloud app. So the next thing that we're going to take a look at now is going to be under the tracking section right here. So the first thing we can go ahead and take a look at here is the actual tracking messages. So if we go ahead and click on this here, we can see that we can go ahead and by default send tracking emails to our customers. So we have this enabled right here. And then we can go ahead and select our brand that we just created to go ahead and use for this right here. So in this case, I'll select our brand. And then we can go ahead and select our reply to email right here. And then what we can go ahead and do is actually come down here, and we can go ahead and create the actual template for the tracking email. So we can see right here by default that we have this one created here for the Netherlands. We'll go ahead and switch this to the UK. And we can see, so that way it's in English. So this is going to be the default template here for the ready for shipment email. So we can see your order is ready to be shipped. They can track it right here. Pretty basic template. And we can go ahead and click on this next one, so out for delivery, and then we can go ahead and see this is the template for that. We can see that there's a template for the order being delayed. We can see there's a template for order ready for pickup if you offer pickup, and then there's also the template for your order being delivered. So you can actually go in here and edit some of the stuff if you want. So you can edit this custom message down here in every one of them here. So we can see we have name, your order number is packed and will be shipped. So if you want to go ahead and customize this text in here, you can go ahead and add different stuff in here if you want, or you can just keep these emails at base just like this. And you can see one cool thing as well is that based on the country you're shipping to, you'll see that the language switched. So we can see that right here for Germany, it just switched to German. And if we go to Spain, it switches to Spanish, and then UK, it's back on English. So we can see right here that all of these emails are active. So if we click each one, we can see that these emails are active. But let's say we don't offer pickup, for example, we could go ahead and deactivate this particular email and then keep the rest of these emails active right here. And then we can go ahead and choose to show our return portal link in the emails. And the return portal is something I'm going to show you how to set up in just a little bit. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and enable this. So this is pretty cool, and most of it is going to be automatically created for you based on the fact that you already created your brand. So since your brand is created, you're not really going to have to do much else besides customize these small bits of message right here if you choose, but you don't have to. You can just keep the email default if you want. And then once this is set up here, the next thing we're going to take a look at is under tracking. We're going to go to tracking page, and now we can see that we can set up an actual tracking page. So instead of somebody just looking at the tracking email, we can actually send them to a tracking page here. So we can see that we can replace the carrier tracking pages with our own personalized tracking page using your branded colors and logo. So once again, we would select our brand right in here. And then we can go ahead and select our page layout. So we can see here by default, we have the standard tracking page. So this is what it would look like right here. So it would show our order tracking, it would show the information down here, and it would have this image up here. And if you want to go ahead and preview it, you can click on preview and see it stand alone. And we can go ahead and change our page layout if we want. So if we wanted to change it to this one right here, we can go ahead and see that now it would go ahead and show this right here, but it would also go ahead and show our Instagram page as well as an image that we could put in right here. So in order to go ahead and set up Instagram, we just have to go ahead and authorize it right here, and then our Instagram page would actually show up. And then right here we can go ahead and just click on this to go ahead and change this image. So we could remove this file and go ahead and add our own file in right here to put as the background image. And you can come up here and see there's different layouts. So we can choose this layout here, right here, where we'd have the Instagram widget showing up right there. And then we have a branding banner instead. So this wouldn't have Instagram on it. We just have the photo that we could go ahead and customize right in here as well. So you can go ahead and choose your page layout depending on what you think looks best. You can go for the simple one, or you can go for the one with Instagram and branding, or either or. And you can choose to go ahead and add in a branded header and footer as well. So if I go ahead and add this in, we can see that we have this header added in here, and then we have our footer added in right here as well. And this would be populated with information right here, but because we didn't fill out that information under our brand, that's why it's not showing up, because we didn't actually type in our address or anything for the brand, but that's where it would be showing up in that particular case, which is why, like I said, when you are customizing your brand in here, you only really have to fill out everything once, and then you're going to notice that that information starts to apply everywhere else throughout everything you set up in Sendcloud, which is very convenient. So once we're done here, if we wanted to go ahead and publish this, we could go ahead and click publish, or we could just save the draft. In this case, I'll just save it as a draft. And then we're going to go over here to the tracking widget. We can see that in this particular case, you can go ahead and embed the tracking widget on your website as well to go ahead and provide customers a way to track their shipments. So we can see here that wherever you would embed this particular code, this widget is going to show up on the site, and then customers go ahead and put in their code and their postal code right here to go ahead and track their shipment. And you could put this anywhere on your site. So the next thing we're going to look at here is returns. So if we come here to the return portal, we can see that we can go ahead and automate our entire return process using this return portal right here. So we can choose to activate the return portal. And once again, just like with everything else, we just need to go ahead and select our brand, and then we put in our return address here, which we already set up earlier. So right here is where we can go ahead and choose the reasons that we can allow our customers to go ahead and select when returning an item here. So we could go ahead and say that they changed their mind, did not meet expectations. You can keep looking through here. Incorrect product received, other, no longer needed. You can see that there's a bunch of different options you can go ahead and use here, and you can go ahead and choose which options you want to go ahead and provide for the customer. So let's say that you don't want to offer returns based on certain reasons, then you don't have to select them. But if you want to go ahead and offer returns based on all these reasons, you can. And then you can come down here and choose your refund method here. You can let your customer exchange their order via an items exchange. You can let the customer request their money back, or you can let customers choose to receive a gift card or a discount code. If you want to just keep it simple, you can go ahead and get rid of like these two and just offer customers their money back. So this is going to be up to preference. And then right here, we can choose the return method. So you can go ahead and choose how you want your customers to go ahead and be able to return the product. So we can see the most common method is going to be for your customers to go ahead and print a label at home and then drop off at a carrier right here. So we can see that's probably going to be the return method you would use. And then you can go ahead and enable a bunch of different carriers that you want to go ahead and use for your returns. So once you go ahead and set this up, you're going to notice that all of your returns are actually going to be completely automated. So you actually don't have to really handle any returns yourself. Your customers will just come to your return portal, and they will go ahead and go through all of this information, select the reason, select their refund method, and select how they want to return the package. And then you don't really have to do anything, and you just go ahead and wait for the product to go ahead and arrive. And another cool thing with the returns here that I'll show you real quick, if we come back here to tracking messages, you'll notice that we had all of these shipping messages right here, but we also have return messages as well. So we can see here that these messages are going to not only be received by your customer, but also by you. So you're going to know exactly when the customer created their return shipment label, when the customer actually handed off their return. And then obviously you're going to know when you receive the return, and then the customer is actually going to know when you've received the return as well. So there's not going to be any question marks or anything up in the air of the customer wondering when are they going to receive their refund, because they're going to be able to track their return every step of the way, and they're going to know exactly when they receive it. So this is cool and saves you a lot of time and effort with customer support, because customers aren't going to reach out wondering when they're getting their refund, because they can go ahead and track their return every step of the way. And then you can go ahead and keep track of all your returns just by clicking returns up here, and you can see all of your incoming returns right here, your returns that are not processed, and your canceled returns right there. And the last thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at here is going to be the actual pricing. So we can see here that every single one of the plans is going to come with a 14-day free trial. So we can see here you can go ahead and use a free plan here, which is going to come with the following features. And then they have 3 other plans right here that range from 45, and this is in pounds per month, all the way up to 199 pounds per month. So depending on the features and everything you need for your specific business, that's going to determine which plan you go ahead and pick. So this is going to come down to personal preference. You can go ahead and choose whichever one you think is going to fit your business the best. So with that said, that's how you can go ahead and simplify as well as automate a lot of the processes of your shipping and fulfillment within your Shopify store. So be sure to check out Sendcloud by clicking the first link in the description to start your 14-day free trial for any of the plans, as well as getting 50 pounds or euros worth of free shipping credit automatically applied towards your account. And if you did find this video helpful, be sure to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.